Come, beloveds, come into this space just as you are. Come weary from the weight of the world or wide-eyed with wonder. Come not for answers, but for presence. Not for perfection, but for possibility. We gather not to escape the world, but to remember the joy that still pulses through it. A joy that is not naive or fleeting, but rooted in resilience and rising. Come, all who carry burdens, all who are bone tired from resisting, all who have nearly forgotten what laughter feels like. Joy is not the absence of struggle. Joy is the rhythm of our resistance, the song we hum in the dark, the breath that keeps us going. Here, we make space for joy. We set down what we can. We lift what we must together. And we choose again to co-create the world that we long for. So let us open our hearts, light our sacred flame, and worship with joy in our hands, with hope in our voices, with love alive among us. Come, let us worship together. In the Unitarian and Universalist tradition, a common practice is to open and close our sacred time together with the lighting and extinguishing of a flaming chalice. As we light our chalice today, please join me in reading these words by Sam Trumbore. O light of life, be kindled again in our hearts after this technical difficulty, as we meet together this afternoon to celebrate the joy of human community, seeking a wholeness that extends beyond ourselves.
We invite you now to celebrate that joy of community by making music together. For our opening hymn, we are going to sing Somewhere to Begin by Sarah Thompson. The lyrics are in your order of service. I had the delight of meeting Sarah Thompson last year at a religious educators retreat, I guess you could say. And she was wonderful, and she herself is Minnesotan. So I'm happy to bring her words here to United. Probably not for the first time. I'm sure a lot of people sing her. She's great. People say to me, oh, you gotta be crazy. How can you sing in times like these? Don't you read the news? Don't you know the score? How can you sing when so many others grieve? People say to me, what kind of fool believes that a song will make a difference in the end? By way of a reply, I say a fool such as I, who sees a song as somewhere to begin. A song is somewhere to begin. To search for something worth believing in. If changes are to come, there are things that must be done. And the song is somewhere to begin. And now we're going to repeat all of that with a dream. People say to me, oh, you gotta be crazy. How can you dream in times like these? Don't you read the news? Don't you know the score? How can you dream when so many others scream. People say to me, what kind of fool believes that a dream will make a difference in the end? By way of a reply, I say a fool such as I, who sees a dream as somewhere to begin. A dream is somewhere to begin. The search for something worth believing. If changes are to come, there are things that must be done. And a dream is somewhere to begin. And now we're going to dream. We're going to love, sorry. People say to me, oh, you gotta be crazy. How can you love in times like this? Don't you read the news? Don't you know the score? How can you love when so many others grieve? People say to me, what kind of fool believes that love will make a difference in the end? By way of a reply, I say a fool such as I, who sees love as somewhere to begin. Love is somewhere to begin. In the search for something worth believing in. If changes are to come, there are things that must be done. And love is somewhere, and a dream is somewhere, and a song is somewhere to begin.
Thank you, Audrey and T. Michael. Art, especially poetry, offers a beautiful somewhere for all of us to begin our social justice work. A wonderful example of this creative wisdom and inspiration is found in today's reading. Excerpts from the poem Joy is the Justice We Give Ourselves by J. Drew Lanham. In his words today, Speak to You, we recommend taking the time to read the poem in its entirety. Joy is the justice we give ourselves. It is Maya's caged bird sung free past the prison bars, holding spirits bound, without due process, without just cause. Joy is the steady run stream, rights sprung up through moss-soft ground, water seeping sweet, equality made clear from sea to shining sea. North to south, east to west, joy is the gift. Just deserts. What we deserve without asking or constant demands. The comfort that comes when no one else really cares. Joy is a heart still beating, even though what could have been wasn't. Joy is the knowing that what this world did not give, it cannot take away. Joy is the soul stirred underneath the journey, gaze snagged on wonder, not knowing final destination. Blessed as a witness, moored to ground, worshipful tears dripped into grateful smile. Joy is the everything, the nothing, the simple, the complex. Joy is the silly, the serious, the trivial, the whale enormous, the shrews small. Joy is the inexplicable coincidence. Joy is what was meant to be, the mystery of impossibility happening, the assurance of uncertainty. Joy is the healing, broken dreams restored, soaring, Langston's words kettling higher, on hopes, drifting ever upwards, on ragged midline rhyme, dancing to syncopated verse. Joy is my seeking, your being. It is mine for the taking, but ours to share. More than enough to go around when it seems nowhere to be found. Have yourself a heaping serving. Have seconds or third, because joy is the justice we must give ourselves.
We're facing the guns again. We have faced them before. Humanity's longing after so many deaths for something more human than war. Part of me whispers, take your body and run away. Leave the vision to somebody else. Then I hear myself say that I'd rather be dancing at the edge of my grave. I'd rather be holding you close as we march forward, loving and brave. I'd rather be singing in the face of my fear. I'd rather be dancing in front of the guns as long as I'm here. Life is so dangerous that there's little to fear. Life is so possible. Every breath the frontier, and they've brought out the guns once again, 'cause they haven't a clue that we could be dancing, the whole human race. Each one must choose, and I'd rather be dancing at the edge of my grave. I'd rather be holding you close as we march forward, loving and brave. I'd rather be singing in the face of my fear. I'd rather be dancing in front of the guns as long as I'm here. And now, a la Irish dance songs, imagine that there's this wonderful violin, like fiddle solo right here, okay? You got it? You got it? Okay. To the drum of my heartbeat, pounding up through my feet, with millions of lovers urging me on as we take to the streets. As we face the terror, if I leave here before my time, one thing's for certain, I'll go dancing and I'll go alive. And I'd rather be dancing at the edge of my grave. I'd rather be holding you close as we march forward, loving and brave. I'd rather be singing in the face of my fear. I'd rather be dancing in front of the guns as long as I'm here. I'd rather be dancing in front of the guns as long as I'm here. So some of you may have noticed at the beginning of the service, we lit a flaming chalice. And for those of you who aren't UU, that might not be something that's familiar to you, but it's good news that I have a story for you. Our flaming chalice, which is a symbol used by Unitarian Universalists all over the world, it was born in front of the guns. Lean in with me and hear the story of the healing cup as told by Noreen Kimball. During World War II, a group of Unitarians came together in Boston to form the Unitarian Service Committee. Their plan was to help the people who were in danger from the Nazis. The director of the service committee was the Unitarian minister, Charles Joy. Reverend Joy and his assistants often needed to ask governments and other organizations for money or transportation or even just protection to help people who were in danger. Because they were a new organization, though, nobody knew who they were. This made it much harder for Reverend Joy and the people in the Unitarian Service Committee to get the help that they needed. During the war, people who were escaping and people who wanted to help often didn't speak the same language. Reverend Joy decided it would be much, much better if the service committee had some kind of official symbol or a picture to help identify its members. Because with a picture or symbol, it wouldn't matter if people couldn't read the language. Reverend Joy went to a very talented artist named Hans Deutsch for help. Deutsch had escaped from the Nazis in Paris, France, where he was in danger because he drew cartoons showing people how evil the Nazis were. Reverend Joy asked Deutsch to create a symbol to print on service committee papers that would impress governments and police who had the power to actually help move these people to safety. For his drawing, Deutsch borrowed an old symbol of strength and wisdom from Czechoslovakia, a chalice with a flame. It showed a chalice, or a cup, that was used for giving a healing drink to others. And it showed the flame on top because a flame was often used to represent a spirit of helpfulness or sacrifice. And so the flaming chalice became the official symbol of the Unitarian Service Committee. Decades later, once there was actually Unitarian Universalism, the flaming chalice became the official symbol all over the world. By the early 1970s, enough Unitarian Universalists had heard the story of the flaming chalice that they began to light an actual flaming chalice as part of the worship services in their churches. One very old woman told how the flaming chalice of her homeland, Czechoslovakia, helped her while she was in a Nazi prison camp. Every single morning in that terrible camp, she said, she traced a picture of a flaming chalice in the sand with her finger. It gave me the strength to live each day, she said. Whenever she drew the chalice in the dirt, she was reminded that someday the world would remember one important truth, that every single person is important and should be free to think and believe as they choose. The strength needed to overcome hardship, the hope necessary to face oppression, and the joy needed to dance in front of the guns. That is the justice we must give ourselves.
Now, please join me in a time of quiet contemplation. Take a breath. And now ask yourself, what can I put down, even just for now, to lean a little more into joy? Not forever, just for this moment. We are here together. We will share together. I invite you now to join me in this ritual of recognition. Feel free to respond aloud if you're in person by typing a message in the chat or unmuting to speak for those of us on Zoom, or simply answering in the depths of your heart. With this in mind, let us ask, what can we help you carry? What burdens can rest in the circle of our care, knowing they will wait patiently until we return? Let us now name the weight without shame, aloud or in our hearts. Let us feel the gravity and still choose levity. I invite you now to respond.
What can we help you carry so your arms are free to pick up joy? Grief.
The stress of a new semester with too short of a break.
The exhaustion that comes with being a queer person in the United States.
The joys and worries for our first grandchild due in November from Reed. Thank you.
The pain of change happening too slow.
And the pain of some change happening all too quickly.
The challenge of mental illness.
And now, what joy will you choose to hold now that your hands are free? What delight, what laughter, what softness will you lift up and call your own? I invite you again to respond.
The blooming of the earth. Pride Month starting in just a couple of days. Sunshine after rain. Sunshine after rain.
The bird singing outside my window.
Ah, yes. Sitting in the midst of protruding roots under a big oak tree. Singing.
The joy of being with you all now in this moment. So come, put down and pick up, and lean into this sacred joy.
To take a few moments to relish these joys that we've chosen to hold on to with each other. What events have brought you joy? Has your social justice work ever brought you joy? Were you able to share that joy? Joy seems to grow exponentially when shared, verbally or non-verbally. Hold on to that feeling or keep the visuals in your mind as we do a stretching meditation that honors the joy of social justice work. If any of these stretches are outside of your body's limits, try just moving your arms or even just use your imagination because it's more about getting the flow in the idea that matters. And this is what happens when you ask a religious educator to lead a worship service. Okay, if you're comfortable standing, if you could stand with me now. Those of you on Zoom, I guess, let me see if I can back up a little bit so you can see me here. That works better. All right, are you ready? We're gonna reach down to get power from the grassroots. Reach up to the sky for inspiration. We're gonna stomp out injustice. And we're gonna move in the winds of change. And think of this kind of as a yoga flow. We're just gonna go through it a few times. So we're going to reach down to get power from the grassroots. Reach up to the sky for inspiration. Stomp out injustice. Move in the winds of change. Reach down to get power from the grassroots. Reach up to the sky for inspiration. Stomp out injustice and move in the winds of change. Now, as I mentioned, I'm a children's religious education teacher. So you know what's coming next. We're going to do it faster. We're going to reach down to get power from the grassroots, reach up to the sky for inspiration, stomp out injustice, move in the winds of change, reach down to get power from the grassroots, reach up to the sky for inspiration, stomp out injustice, and move in the winds of change. Speed round. You ready? Last one. Make it count. Reach down to get power from the grassroots, reach up to the sky for inspiration, stomp out injustice, and move in the winds of change. Thank you. And now that our bodies are ready for action, let's get those vocal cords warmed up for joy as well. So we're going to continue our social justice meditation by singing the words together that are printed in your order of service. We welcome and encourage you to continue some of the movements from the embodied portion of our meditation if that heightens the joy in your words. After all, this meditation is about experiencing joy as fuel for the fire of social justice. So have a little chant that we're going to read, and I can go through it one time, and then we can do it again all together. If I can catch my breath, one moment. All right. What the world needs now is joy and resistance. We will fight the good fight with or without your assistance. Move out of the way if you can't support the mission. What the world needs now is joy and resistance. And so that happens a few times. We'll do joy all together, and then it'll be love, hope, and peace, and then back around to joy. You ready? What the world needs now is joy and resistance. We will fight the good fight with or without your assistance. Move out of the way if you can't support the mission. What the world needs now is joy and resistance. Now love. What the world needs now is love and resistance. We will fight the good fight with or without your assistance. Move out of the way if you can't support the mission. What the world needs now is love and resistance. Now for hope. What the world needs now is hope and resistance. We will fight the good fight with or without your assistance. Move out of the way if you can't support the mission. What the world needs now is hope and resistance. Now peace. What the world needs now is peace and resistance. We will fight the good fight with or without your assistance. Move out of the way if you can't support the mission. What the world needs now is peace and resistance. We're going back to joy. What the world needs now is joy and resistance. We will fight the good fight with or without your assistance. Move out of the way if you can't support the mission. What the world needs now is joy and resistance. So for our closing hymn, it is a UU specific hymn, and I don't know how many of us here are UU, so I'm wondering if we should play a YouTube video for this one. What do you think? You think you can catch on to it? Want to try? What are you thinking? Oh, well, thank you. All right, we're going to do a cappella again. So it's a little slow, but it's repetitive as hymns are, so it should hopefully be a little easy to pick up. And I can kind of sing through it at first so you can get an idea of the rhythm. We'll build a land where we bind up the broken. We'll build a land where the captives go free, where the oil of gladness dissolves on mourning. Oh, we'll build a promised land that can be. You want to try that verse one more time, or do you want to learn the chorus? Let's do the chorus, actually. Come build a land where all of the people anointed by God may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. All right, we'll start from the beginning and sing it all together. We'll build a land where we bind up the broken. We'll build a land where the captives go free, where the oil of gladness dissolves on mourning. Oh, we'll build a promised land that can be. Come build a land where all of the people anointed by God may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. We'll build a land where we bring the good tidings to all the afflicted and all those who mourn, and we'll give them garlands instead of ashes. Oh, we'll build a land where peace is born. We'll build a land where all of the people anointed by God may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. We'll build a land, building up ancient cities, raising up devastations from old, restoring ruins of generations. Oh, we'll build a land of people so bold. Come build a land where all of the people anointed by God may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. Come build a land where the mantles of praises resound from spirits once faint and once weak, where like oaks of righteousness stand her people. Oh, come build the land, my people we seek. Come build a land where all of the people anointed by God may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream.
Come, my people, and build this land of justice, peace, and joy with us. As we extinguish our chalice, please join me in reading our closing words, which come from a Jewish prayer. Grant us the ability to find joy and strength, not in the strident call to arms, but in stretching our arms to grasp our fellow creatures in the striving for justice and truth.
Everyone, I hope you go in peace and love, and of course, with joy. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Great thanks to Audrey and John-Marc for leading this service. This comes directly from the UU worship class. So we celebrate all the UU community at United for this.